Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we're going to be talking about Ripple and XRP. So let's just dive in and let's start off with this tweet here from Anderson. And we do see different types of cross-border payments and their total value sent over a year. The large one is B2B, business to business. The smallest one, C2C, is a typical retail remittance transaction. Better visualization from the original source. Your project is probably focused on C2C, not going to make it. Shout out to Anderson for this. But yeah, nonetheless, in terms of the value here, you could see all of them compared on the bottom. This makes up to that $156 trillion market, with, of course, the $150 trillion coming from B2B. The significance in this is the fact that Ripple has launched their business or crypto means business campaign, which is centered on business-to-business transactions and use cases and things like that. And by the way, this market is expected to grow to like $250 plus trillion within the next like 3 to 5 years. So incredible growth in this area. I think that this is an area that is going to continue to balloon to new heights. But we've talked about this in the many videos beforehand. But this is why when you look at what these projects are focused on, like for example comparing XLM to XRP, it's kind of a night and day difference because XLM is more so for the retail sector. And when you kind of compare the value proposition here, this is also why I say like XLM is not going to be as valuable as XRP, but XLM and XRP are both going to not only net a lot of individuals a ton of profits, but I do think that those are two of the biggest projects in the space that will continue to kind of climb and grow in value as well as adoption. Now, I also have this post over here from Treasurer Up, and this is talking about banks undervaluing cross-border payments. So this does talk about the B2B sector, which covers 96% of all global cross-border payment volumes. It also does talk about how they estimate it to be $150 trillion. Cross-border business payments made up around 10% of the total revenues on all payments for consumer and business segments globally, which is about $1.9 trillion in revenue. And revenues on cross-border payments were highest in EMEA, 16%, and APAC, which is 8%, which we know Ripple has been making their name known in the APAC region, and also Latin America only about 5%, which again, Ripple has been making their name known there. And you do see the volume here, $156 trillion, and then you do see the total B2B market, payments market volume, 150 trillion, total B2B cross-border payments revenues, 1.9 trillion. And then we see something down here that is very interesting. And they're talking about the problems behind this. So, yes, we are aware of the issues here, but I just want to give you guys a little bit of a perspective. So we do see the World Bank estimated a transfer of USD $200 to cost 6.5% in fees. The more frequently a company executes cross-border payments, the more sensitive it will be to transaction cost, meaning the higher value and volume payments are subject to higher fees. This is a big issue. And we do see many fintech entrants have focused on lower transaction costs, a broad global settlement reach, and a fully digital journey. Now, why am I bringing this up? Why am I talking about this? Well, nonetheless, when we look at things happening around this sector, we know Ripple is destined to be a big player in this area. And I also think that the value proposition behind it is very, very large if it can disrupt the FX market, which is also a $7 trillion per day market. But what I really wanted to focus on is the fact that how hyper-focused Ripple is on the payment sector. You've probably seen this video once or twice in the past. This is David Schwartz talking about this. It's a minute long, and then we will talk about a little bit more of what's happening overseas with Ripple here in a second.
Payments are a multi-trillion-dollar problem, and it seems like cryptocurrencies are just naturally suited to make payments better. And specifically, we kind of focused on cross-border international payments, not because domestic payments are great, but because cross-border payments are the worst. Like if anyone who's made an international payment probably has stories of bad experiences. And so the worse the thing you start with, the less amazing you have to be better. And I think we can eventually be amazing and sort of take over the payments world, but we're not going to be there day one. And so if we can't succeed against the worst part of the problem, why are we bothering? And so that was kind of the very earliest focus. And I think that kind of matured between 2011 and 2014, this kind of focus of like, we really need to solve payments. Like and if you think about any other use case, you think about an NFT. Well, I want to buy it and I want to sell it. Think about a loan. Well, I want to pay the loan back and I want to get paid like the amount of money I borrowed. Like all of these other use cases need great payments. And so we just sort of laser focused in on payments.
And it really is the truth. Like everything revolves around payments. Like everything in everyday life revolves around payments. So why wouldn't they focus on the payment sector? This is huge for them, and it is a massive opportunity. We also do see over here from Matthew Lin Y, Saudi British Bank SAB launches instant cross-border transfer service for U.S. corridor powered by Ripple. And we have been seeing a lot of expansions here. Now, this is old news, but MENA will be a major liquidity hub for XRP transactions. The reason why I bring this up and the reason why I bring up old news sometimes, and it's mainly because of what we are seeing morph into reality now. So, what we just recently seen was this, an eventful week speaking in Asia. I represented Ripple at the Bank of Thailand's conference and SG FinTech Fest and had the pleasure of sharing views on whether Hong Kong or Singapore will emerge as Asia's crypto capital with the Financial Times. Now, going back to this in terms of SAB, this is an established bank, and this is no news for Ripple. Like I said, like they are partnered with some massive giants out there, especially for instant cross-border transfer services and stuff like that. Like I said, Ripple is well equipped, in my opinion, to not only be a main player in the cross-border payment sector, but also disrupt a lot of what we are seeing in terms of the banking sector. Now we have over here Brooks Entwistle, which is the SVP and MD at Ripple, sitting down at the Bank of Thailand's conference, talking about things happening around crypto and how Singapore and even Hong Kong could become a major crypto capital. The funny thing about this is that when we go over here as well to the Bank of Thailand, they have about roughly $258 billion in reserves. Not extremely large, but this is still a huge player, and it would be great for Ripple to not only be a main player with them as well, but also to make their name known in this area, which they have already. In fact, when we go over to the partnership with Tranglo, this is a Singapore partnership which scales to new heights in Asia Pacific. Again, massive partnership. We've broken it down many times in the past. And also, by the way, this was a domino effect immediately right off the bat. In addition, Tranglo's cross-border payments expertise has played a critical role in meeting customer demand and supporting existing RippleNet corridors in Asia Pacific, with multiple fiat connections already established with existing customers, including BKK Forex, D-Money, and CM Commercial Bank. Which, by the way, this is a full-on connection to the foreign exchange market, as well as a major foreign exchange company. Like I said, $7 trillion a day market. And like I said, when we look at on-demand liquidity, it's going to continue to expand rapidly. Yes, and this is in the APAC and MENA region, with the MENA region being a big player, going all the way back to this partnership here. But like I said, Ripple has been making their name known in the Singapore region for a while, as well as even the just APAC region in general. But also, when we go over here to the Bank of Thailand, so I translated this entire page, the very interesting thing to me around this is the 7 key challenges down here. So the Bank of Thailand is very, very well prepared for what's happening. We do see the financial system has rapidly entered the digital financial world. Financial stability regulatory frameworks and mechanisms must keep pace with new risk and environments. Monetary and fiscal policy must take into account the limits, especially from structural factors. The exchange rate will be highly volatile, and private sector's foreign exchange risk management will become more important. Cyber threats and technology risk will be the main risk to the financial system. Operations with sustainability in the environment, society, and good governance will be inevitable. Maintaining central bank independence and credibility faces a wider range of challenges. And then we do see down here changing the 3 cornerstones of the organization. Foundation 1, unlock and empower employees to the power of the organization. Foundation 2, transforming organizational culture and work processes into a highly agile organization. And then here is the last and biggest key to this all. Use digital technology and data as a key tool in every workflow. When I look at the financial system and the full-on disruption around payment technology, processes like RippleNet with XRP are going to be a key crucial digital technology that will be the core process behind a lot of the entire banking and financial workflow that we see today. Transactional speeds will increase greatly. Strength will increase greatly. Everything around this is going to be a huge catalyst. Digitization in terms of finance as well as payments is going to be one of the largest innovations in history. Over here, we also do see privilege to have participated in a roundtable along with other thought leaders on the elements of a global coordinated policy approach to crypto assets moderated by the Monetary Authority of Singapore and the IMF at Singapore FinTech Festival. Again, Ripple talking alongside some of the major names around finance, and it's just crazy to me that people continue to tout, Ripple's going to, lose this case, XRP is going to go to zero. This case does not matter at all. Unless you are in the US, which yes, I am as well, this case shouldn't technically matter to you because Ripple is continuously expanding rapidly around the world. There was a video that Tom the Bomb 1968 posted over on Twitter, and it says, look at all the XRP moving value every 4 seconds. And look at this. You could see everything happening in XRP in terms of value, not only settlement, but also transfer. This is the future. When we look at everything expanding around Ripple in terms of their partnerships, the domino effects, all of that, the craziest thing about it is that in the last 2 years, as XRP and Ripple have been under immense litigation process within the US, nothing slowed down outside of the US. And in fact, they have become a larger and larger giant in the cross-border payments sector as well as payments in general. Remember, the cross-border payment sector is just one aspect of payments. But when we look at this, when we look at the adoption already with XRP in terms of the value movement, this is insane to watch because at some point in time, in my opinion, we will see a lot more value transferred than what we are seeing on this chart. You're going to look at this chart and it's going to be completely filled in terms of transactions as well as value continuously being transacted and moved on a day-to-day basis. And I am so excited for that day to come. And you could see Ripple tying the knots with some very large names. Like the Bank of Thailand is not a name to think, oh, well, they only have $258 billion in reserves, so it's nothing, right? No, this is still a very large bank. It's a bank that has been in operation since 1942. It's a prestigious name, and it is a big elite name, as it is a central bank. So with that in mind, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe to notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As up to you all, have a beautiful day, beautiful night, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.